Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube video. My name is Innocent, and on today's episode I'll be teaching you guys one of the most important functions in Excel, which is the if function, the nested if function, the IFS function. So let's get started. For instance, you want to make decisions whether good or bad, pass or fail, bonus or no bonus, or probably you want to grade a particular system. So the if function is the most and the basic important function that you need. So let's get to the table on my screen here. So what we have here is the students and then the score with their grades. Here we have 11 students showing their respective score, and then we want to categorize their grade based on what is displayed here. So if you want to categorize it based on the fact that greater than or equals to 50 would give you pass, less than 50 would give you fail. Right, so to do that, we are going to use the if function. So please follow the screen so you can understand the basics. So as usual, you're going to use the equal to sign, which simply means that you're telling Excel that you want to input a command. Then you press the if function. Okay, so on this part here, you're going to click on the cell, which is cell B2. Okay, that means you are saying that if the score, which is in cell B2, is greater than or equal to 50, then it should categorize it as pass. If the score is greater than or equals to 50, it should categorize this as pass. Then if not, it should categorize this as fail. Then use the comma and then close the formula, then press enter. So in this way, you're going to drag the cursor down the cell. So this simply means that for this formula, so the next formula is the nested if function. So the nested if can be used to categorize the grade based on a multiple scale option. So in this instance, I'm going to be categorizing it based on 5 separate categories, which is the excellent, very good, good, pass, and fail. So when we come here, input the equals to formula, put the if. So if the score is greater than or equals to 80, the grade system would be excellent. Excellent. Okay, comma. Then if the grade system is greater than or equals to 70, the grade is going to be good. Sorry, very good. Okay, comma. Okay, so you need to ensure that it is correct. So let me go to the formula again. So in this way, if you drag down the line, you're going to notice that it's going to categorize this automatically. So for 85, it's excellent, 64 is good, 57 is pass, just like that. So this is very easy. So the nested if function is used to categorize information based on multiple categories. Let's assume you want to decide to use the nested if without manually adding the grade results yourself. So you can always come here, which is the grade. Let's delete the data here and use the other option. So if the result, if the score is greater than or equals to 80, is going to give you excellent, comma. If the score is greater than or equals to 70, is going to give you very good. So you need to count the number of brackets that you need to use. So here we used 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you come here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So press enter. However, you need to note that you are meant to lock each of these figure here, because these numbers, this grade, sorry, there's a mistake here. this should be item, not 11. Okay, all right. So you need to ensure that you lock each of the numbers here, so you will not have issues while dragging down the cell, because without locking the numbers, you need to lock this grade system here from these parts of the cell. So by locking that, you need to come here, click on F4. F4 will automatically lock the cell. So locking the cell simply means that if you click and drag down, you are not going to be picking the result from a separate cell. So the difference between this and the initial way is that the former one I used, I manually type it out. So irrespective of how far you drag the cell, you are still going to get the same grade system. But in this way, the grade system is attached to a cell. So the moment I click and drag down, there's a possibility that it will pick the result from a separate cell, which will be giving us a wrong data. So that's the reason I'm using F4 to lock it. So even though I drag it down to the last cell, you are still going to get accurate and precise results. So after doing that, click on Enter. Then you click and drag down. Good. So this way, on my table here is a different set of real life example. Now let's say for instance you have a sales shop and then you want to take inventory of the available market that you have. Let's say you have the Apple product, the Samsung product, Xiaomi product, Redmi, Panasonic and Itel. And this here is the available quantity that you have in stock. And this is the available orders, that's pending orders that customer wants to take. So you want to determine which of them is sold out, which of them is in exact order, which of them is in stock, and which of them is not in stock. So you can simply apply the nested if formula as well. If formula. Then so if the available order is equals to 0, then it simply means that the item is sold out. So you come here. So if the available order is greater than, so if the available quantity is greater than the items ordered, then it should give you in stock. So you put it here, in stock. So if the available order is less than, if the available order is less than, available quantity rather is less than the ordered item, then it should give you not enough stock. Yeah, not enough stock. Then finally, the if function, if the available quantity is equal to the quantity ordered, then it should give you exact order. Exact order. So close the formula. So in this situation, you need to count the number of brackets just to ensure you are correct. So here we've used the brackets 1, 2, 3, and 4. So once you're closing it, you're closing it 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. So press enter. So in this way, you can easily categorize your item based on this. So since this is greater than this, that means the item is in stock and available. Let's go to the last option here, which is the IFS function and the filter function. So let's say for instance you have the result of some of the students, and then you want to categorize them based on multiple categories. However, the IFS function also works like the nested if function, but in this way the formula is much more easier and then direct. So let's say for instance you want to calculate the average of age of the student. If you can remember from the last video that I shared with you guys, I was able to teach you guys how to calculate the average. So you come into the average, click down the cell and click on enter. So it's going to calculate the average for you automatically, so you can drag down to give you the average. So let's assume how to calculate the grade, the average of the grades. So let's come here, I'm going to insert the color. Okay, so I'm going to work with this. So for the IFS function, you need to input the equals to sign as expected. So IFS function, then into the results. So if the result is greater than or equals to 80, then it's going to give me excellent. So instead of you to use the IFS function as in the previous formula, which is the nested if, you're going to separate it by a comma and continue with the calculation instead of you repeating the if function as you grade progresses. So you come here again. If the result is greater than or equals to 17, it's going to give me very good. Okay, comma. So if the result is greater than or equals to 60, the outcome would be good. Okay, if the result is greater than or equals to 50, the grade system would be pass. And finally, if the result is less than 50, the outcome would be fail. Ensure you always put this so it's going to see it as a number, not just a formula alone. Click on enter. So can you see? So the nested if and the if will almost give the the same average results. However, the differences is in between the complicated info. So let's assume you don't want to use the manual grade system. Initially when I was trying to input the grade, I manually typed out the grade. I typed out excellent, very good. This section here, it was manually typed out. So let's assume you don't want to type it out. I want to pick it from the section here. So you can also follow the same pattern. So this time I'll just click on the IFS function. So if the result is greater than or equals to 80, then it's going to give you excellent. So in this situation, you are picking the results and the grade from the section here instead of you typing it manually like the initial process. So comma. So before you close the bracket, you need to ensure that this data here, you lock it in, because the moment you click, if you press enter and then you click and drag down, it's going to give you a wrong result down the cell, because automatically once you click here, it's going to be picking the formula from a separate section. For instance, let me click this pattern. Can you see it has dragged the result or the grade system down the cell, which is inaccurate. So before you do this, you need to ensure that you are able to lock in the grade. So once you come here, click on the F4 button. So the F4 button automatically locks the cell. So even if you are clicking and dragging down, you would not have any issue with it. Can you see F4 button is going to automatically add the pound sign. So the subject, the average result column, which is the E2, would be the same. You are not supposed to lock it. Wherever you are locking this number here, the 80, 70, 60, 50, and the grade system, which is the excellent, very good, good, and pass. So you come here to, you will lock this one. Press the F4 to lock each of the cell, just like I'm doing. For this step, the moment you drag down, it's going to give you a very accurate and precise result. So I believe by now you have been able to understand how to use the if, the nested if else function. So you can always apply this to real-time life experience like student grade record, sales record, and inventory record. So in the next video, I'll be teaching you more practical example and more basic formula that you can use for your Excel calculations. So if this helped you, please click on the like, the share, and the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.